In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to sign a client for your coaching business or agency in the next 24 hours. And if you use this method and you don't sign a single client or book a single call, I want you to come back to this video and report my channel. This method does not involve you posting more or having better content, which is what everyone else says. Now, this method was able to book me 76 calls and get me to my first 50K month. This also allowed me to move into this beautiful apartment all at the age of 19 just in 3 weeks. The best thing about this is if you go to my Instagram, you'll see I was actually living with my parents about a month and a half ago. Take a second to think of the biggest guys in your space. They're posting every single day, not once, twice, 5, 10, 15 times every single day. They're spending thousands upon thousands on paid ads, organic marketing, content, whatever it is. They've been building their brand for years. The thing with that is it's practically impossible to come in and compete with them. They've been doing this for many years, right? They've got hundreds of thousands of followers, tens upon tens upon tens of thousands of followers. That isn't necessarily a bad thing though, because what we can do is let them do all the hard work attracting our ICP, and we're going to go in and steal their leads. You only need 4 things. Number 1, having a dialed in offer that fits your clientele and your ICP. So your ideal client. Number 2 is making sure that your page is built to convert, so having an optimized page. Number 3 is making sure you're only jumping on calls with qualified buyers and qualified leads, so making sure the quality is there. And number 4 is making sure you're following a proven setting format that's built to convert these leads to actual paying clients. This is exactly what I'm going to show you in this video. And because I am the absolute best, I'm so amazing, I'm actually going to do a live walkthrough exactly what I do and what my team does on a day-to-day basis. So let's get into it. So again, this is how you're going to sign your next client within the next 24 hours for your coaching business or agency. So let's start off with the offer, right? So this is everyone thinks their offer is good enough. And the thing is, that might be true, but if you actually want to succeed with this method, it literally has to fit like a glove for your leads, right? They won't consider working with you because there's such little trust in this space that whenever somebody jumps on call with you, they need to feel like, wow, this is the best. Like when you pitch it or even soft pitch it, they need to feel like, wow, this is the best thing that's come across my feed, my page, my DMs. This is the best call I've ever jumped on because the offer is that good. It ticks every single box, right? My offer is so dialed in, yeah? I've never had an objection about the offer itself, never. And I've jumped on maybe hundreds upon hundreds of sales calls. And I rarely get objections at all. And that is not luck at all. And here's exactly how I built it. I didn't really guess at all. I didn't say, I'm going to watch this, I'm going to watch that, I'm going to ask people. I went to the leads themselves. I jumped on calls for free and I said, I just want to do some triaging. I want to figure out your problems. So I jumped on calls with my ICP, the exact people I wanted to sign. And I asked them what was actually stopping them from growing. What have they tried? What have they failed at? And what they were scared at. So I found the common ground between most people. And because I've jumped on so many sales calls, I kind of already know the problems. I already know who's been burnt before, why they've been burnt before, what they've invested in. I kind of know the common thing, the theme, and I kind of understand why they are skeptical to go ahead most of the time. So I solve that problem before they even jump on call, right? So I built the offer around those specific problems. So by the time the lead hears it, every objection they could raise is already answered and it is already inside the offer, right? That's the entire game. You're not handling objections on the whole. On the call, you're deleting them before the call ever happens. So that's the offer, and that's it fitting like a glove essentially. All right. So let's go over to the profile. When someone gets your DM, right, the first thing they do is they check your page. That is the first thing you do, right? If you've got a good initial message, the first thing before they reply is they'll go check your page and see what you're about. All right. Let's look at my page, for example. I have specifically who I help. I help online coaches sign 5 to 10 clients per month on autopilot, right? I'm speaking directly to people, online coaches, right? Founder and CEO of ATA Acquisition, established authority, clear head picture, like a picture of me, my name's there, right? Again, the links in my bio to my landing page as well as my YouTube, so they can learn what I do or learn a bit about me. Highlights. I want to talk a lot about highlights because a lot of you guys feel like it's not important, but it's very much important, right? People want to see your lifestyle. The amount of clients I've gotten just simply because they've said, wow, like you seem like somebody who I would get along with, because I'm just a likable person, right? So people say, you know what, like we could get a drink together. You know, obviously I don't get drinks with my clients, but that's the type of thing people say across the world. They say, no, we would get along in real life. So that's why you have that lifestyle content. People want to see you're a real person. They want to feel that human connection, especially when there's such little trust in the space, right? Results. The reason why the results highlight is there, so you can show authority and credibility. Again, Stripe dashboard, payments, things like that, proof of concept, the results you generated for your clients or for yourself. Start here. That's where I kind of break down what I have to offer, target people's pain points. And again, that's getting the objection out the way before they even jump on a call, right? And then YouTube, again, you don't really need that, but that's what I have. I am not someone who's been in this space for 5, 10, 15 years. So I don't have pictures of me on private jets or anything like that. I don't have that many pictures at all, to be honest. It was actually a struggle to find good, decent pictures. However, I was able to establish myself to somewhat a degree of like lifestyle content or authority, right? So these pictures aren't crazy. This is a hotel room. This is me dining. This is me at an airport. This is me, again, another airport. This is me in America. This is me in America again. This is me in my room many years ago. So this is 2023 actually. But again, I left that on there because I want people to see that I've been here in the space for a couple years, but not 10 years, right? Usually what I would recommend is not having your reel here, or any reels, to be honest. If somebody wants to click on a reel, they'll click on the reels tab. But the reason why I left this here is because it's very dialed in. It's an ICP piece of content. I just want to establish that bit of authority there by people seeing this, right? So again, because we're stealing, we already have an idea of who we're targeting. So we're tailoring it specifically for them. So that comes down to the highlights, the highlight sequences, the lifestyle content, the results. Again, it's not 2018. You only posting Lambos, Ferraris. You don't want to be renting out cars either. You want it to be very realistic, but personable as well, right? So when they land on my page, they know this is exactly what I'm looking for. That's the idea you want to have. That's what you're trying to aim for, right? People want to land on your page and say, this is who I've been looking for. This is what I want, right? I'm going to show you an example of a bad page. Imagine if you're a fitness coach, this is one for you. I'll just do a little deep dive into why this is bad. Number one, there's not a really clear quality picture of this person here. 76 followers. I know, again, you don't need tens of thousands of followers, but 76 followers and you're following 113 people. Not really ideal. Again, you're not speaking to a target audience. Something like I help dads who have been out of shape lose 10 pounds of fat within 3 weeks. That's very dialed in. You want someone to go on your page and be like, wow, this person's specific to me. This person could help me specifically, right? Especially when I'm looking for somebody. If I'm looking for somebody to help me with my content, I want to see they're helping other agencies or client acquisition agencies, content agencies, whatever it is. I want to see that they're helping other people like me, right? I want them to be speaking to me, right? So one-on-one coaching online or in person. How many people do that? So many people do that. It's an abundance of online coaches. So you need to be very specific and dialed in. I mean, he has a CTA, call to action, to DM me for more information, but there's no landing page, there's no VSL, there's no funnel. It's kind of just DM me for more information. I do hate on people who do have like a Google form in their bio and stuff like that, but still, it's better than nothing. Is there really any results highlights? Is there any highlight sequences? Is there any really lifestyle content? Not really. 4 posts, 1 random picture of a backyard. This one's good. This one's all right. This one's good. Again, if I were looking for somebody to help me with fitness, I wouldn't be going to this person, right? And that's just because of the points that I've just made out, right? Again, this is another page that I would say isn't dialed in. This is all right. This profile page is all right. Again, I would prefer something that's more of the face, shows you specifically, whether that's that physique, very close up. Full name is there, that's good. PT, that's good. Again, 200 followers, 276, that's not crazy. Coach at Starboy Fitness, not a problem. Helping people get fitter, okay. Do you help women? Do you help men? Do you help specific type of men? Do you help a specific type of women? Do you help them with powerlifting? Do you help them with hypertrophy? What do you help them with? Do you help them lose weight, gain weight? Not gain weight, gain muscle? What is it specifically you do? If I wanted to work with you, how would I know how to get in contact with you? The likelihood is that if I tried to message this person, I'll go into the requested inbox, right? Because that's just how the privacy settings are when you're messaging random people. So if they got 100,000 people who viewed one of their videos, how would they know how to get in contact, right? It's all these things that matter. Starboy Fitness, PT sessions, training, this is good, this is fine. Again, I would have something maybe on the cover that would be more Number one, having it sequential, but number two, also having something that's kind of fluid across and it's the same thing, right? Again, not a problem having, it's not a problem having this. This is pretty good. Shows lifestyle content, more on the gym. You want to establish yourself at a place of authority, and that's the main thing. There's a lot of optimization that goes behind it. Having content strategists would help as well with that. But you could do it yourself by just looking at your competitors, right? I'm now going to show you an example of a dialed in profile, right? This is an example of a dialed in profile. So here we have Timmy. I've followed Timmy's journey. It's been an amazing transformation, right? Let's look at Timmy. Clear picture of him, right? This physique is insane, right? His name, Timmy G Fit. Good, that's fine. He is 34,000 followers, which isn't a problem, but he didn't start there, right? Helping high achievers build a physique that reflects their success. That is very dialed in. I'm a high achiever. If I want to get fitness coaching from anybody, it's going to be this guy, not this guy, right? You can see the difference, and I haven't even gone down to the profile. Again, having the verified badge does help as well. Establish authority, place of authority. DM gains for one-on-one coaching. Call to action, very good. Upper body day, again, link in bio. So this is very good, very, very good. Client 2, client 1. So these are case studies. So breaking down, okay, this person, Josh, for example, he started at, let's say, 80 kg. He was able to get down to 70 kg within the space of 3 weeks. His problem was X, and now we've solved that problem, right? So having client 1 as a case study, client 2 is another case study, client wins. It's just flooded with client testimonials or client wins. Again, is YouTube. Again, you're building that rapport before somebody wants to work with you or learn from you. Me, highlight, so that's lifestyle content. Again, discipline, again, lifestyle content. Dialed in page, before and after picture. His physique, lifestyle content, very, very good. This is a very good, that is a very, very good page, right? Okay, now let's move to one of our clients. So this is Cyril, right? Again, followers don't mean anything. This guy is he's amazing with content. I set up and monitor a full social media team for your business. That is perfect. That is amazing. I like that a lot, right? You can guess why I like that a lot. He's one of our clients. But again, his landing page is linked here, trusted by creators with 100K plus followers, which is true. A lot of client testimonials as well with him. Saved 60 hours per month per client. That is very true. I've looked at his offer. I've looked at what he does. He does a great job. Phenomenal. He's done a great job of portraying that across with that statement. So that's quite good. Again, we help with bio optimization. So we would be doing this for every single one of our clients. Client testimonials, clients, who is he as a person, lifestyle content. So he's more of a content agency. But again, he very good profile, clear headshot picture of him, his full name, real creator. Again, 158 posts, many reels, a lot of content to work off. So this is a very good profile. So now let's go over to leads. So there's two things when it comes to getting leads. So you can have paid traffic, so that's like running follow ads, and that's where most competitors lie. They run follow ads, they do Facebook, Instagram ads, whatever it is, right? Where we want to lie is having organic. All right, so going to the top personal brands, niche and rising competitors, and competitor comment sections. All right, so I'm going to break down exactly how I would go through. So I'm going to do a live walkthrough in a second, but I'm just going to give you a bit of background information before we do that. All right, so before we go through and start reaching out to leads, which again, very amazing way to get leads. Before we do any of that, we need to make sure they're qualified. All right. This only works if you're stealing from the right accounts. If you pull leads from the wrong place, you're just filling your pipeline with people who are never in a million years going to buy. All right. So here's how I tell personally if an account is worth stealing from. This is how every single one of our setters who are placed on clients' offers, or even my offer myself, this is what they're briefed on beforehand, before even reaching out to any of these type of clients or leads. Sorry. So number one, location. First thing, they should be from a Western country. The UK, so United Kingdom, England, US or America, Canada, UAE, so like Dubai, parts of Europe and Australia. I personally have signed clients from all over the world. I'm a unicorn. I've signed clients from Africa, India, Asia, anywhere in the world, right? Even everywhere. So it isn't a hard rule. I've got clientele from everywhere. But when you're dealing with leads at scale, your enemy is wasted time. Trust me, believe me, wasted time is your enemy. And Western market gives you a concentration of high, like it buys power, right? You want to be saving as much time as possible. And the Western market just gives you that. So it cuts down on everything that's going to slow you down. Number two, this is one of the most important things. And trust me, it's something that I've had to that's burnt me actually. Are they actually taking their business seriously? So actually, let me hide this. Even if you're able to get this lead and close them, this is so important because it's actually about fulfillment, right? There are some clients that are impossible to work with because they're not even taking their own business seriously. They're not even pulling their own weight, right? Number one, don't feel like, don't just ask, can I help this person? Ask, is this person even trying? Look at the account. Are they actively posting? Are they trying to grow? Or is it dead, half built, and abandoned, right? If someone isn't taking their own business seriously, the odds they'll see value in what you're doing is basically zero, right? Doesn't matter how good your offer is, they're never going to buy from you, okay? Let me have a look at you. Think about it like this. If I hate fish, I love fish, but if I hate fish, right? The best chef in the world, right, creates me the best fish dish ever. Hundreds of thousands of millions of reviews from across the world saying this dish is the best dish ever, right? And I hate fish. And he serves me this amazing fish dish. What is the likelihood that I'm going to eat this dish? Zero. Because I don't like fish, right? And that's the same type of angle you should have when you're dealing with your clients, right? The problem is never about the quality of the fish or anything. I just don't want fish, and that's just simple as it is, right? I just don't like fish. If someone won't take their own business seriously, no offer on earth is gonna get them to believe someone else can fix it for them. Believe me, I wish I could show you the amount of calls I've jumped on where people who are never gonna take their business seriously want me to come and fix it, or my team to come and fix it. Like, I don't even waste my time breaking down, going back and forth. Like, if you don't have the right mindset, I don't even waste time jumping on call with you. I just kind of say, you know what, I think it's best if we jump back on call at a time where you take this more seriously. I'm tired of dealing with BS. That's what it is at the end of the day, right? You don't want to be selling fish to a guy who hates fish. These are your action steps. You want to identify the competitors that fall into the above categories. You want to steal their leads, and you want to hire an appointment setter to have those conversations. And the reason why we hire an appointment setter is because, me personally, I'm extremely busy. All right, let me have a look at you. I'm an extremely busy person. I manage a team of maybe, let's both say like maybe around 15. When I wake up, I have 100 messages on WhatsApp. When I've got 100 messages on Slack, I have about 50 emails. I've got my personal life. I don't have time to be in the DMs 24/7, especially running this big operation and having clients upon clients to work with every single month. So there is no point. And number two as well, actually, aside from that point, just me being extremely busy. Number two, I'm probably not as good. I'm very good at DM setting. I'm very good. I mean, I started this off by just me sending DMs myself. But I'm probably not as good as someone who spends their time every single day who is 500k cash collected in the DMs, right? They live and breathe this shit. So why are you wasting time? This is something easy to delegate out. I mean, every single one of my clients, we place a qualified appointment setters who have been trained up, who have been on offers before, who have done this for many, many years, many, many months, right? They've got 100k cash collected, 500k cash collected, just under $1 million cash collected, some of these appointment setters that we place on our clients' offers, right? Why would you spend time in the DMs when it's not necessary? Let's go back to the here. I would say to hire an appointment setter to have these type of better conversations and brief them with the information I'm going to give you, because it saves so much time and you can actually spend time on the business, not in the business, right? But we'll talk about numbers and KPIs at the end of the video. Just a little plug here. I know this all sounds like a lot of work, and truth be told, it is, but it is the fastest way and the best way to scale your business to sign clients. And if you are sick of posting content, so this is a quick plug to me. If you're sick of posting content into the void and you want us to fill your calendar to look like this, all the lead sourcing and DM setting fully done for you, you can book a call with me in the description. So we've done about 50 booked calls in 5 days, as you can see here, for not only us, but also our clients as well, and having a fully booked out calendar. So I'm talking back-to-back calls. Like, it was a lot, right? It was a lot. But yeah, that's just a little quick plug. Let's move on to the actual setting process itself. So these are the opener angles, right? So these are what you say to actually get in the inbox. So let's start off here. Your opener has one job: to get a reply. Nothing else matters. This is where the most value comes from. It's not some script. It's literally how you come across. I could give you I'm not going to give you all the scripts because that's what's been able to cash collect me 50k USD in the space of 3 weeks. But even if I gave you the script, you wouldn't even utilize it. It wouldn't help you. It wouldn't help you at all. It's actually it's the application, right? It's how you come across. Your personality, you need to make it feel real. You need to keep it short. You don't send any paragraphs because no one's reading all that. Anytime someone messages me about doing content for me about my reels, because I wouldn't say my reels are amazing, but anybody who messages me about reels or growing me or anything like that, they send me paragraphs, I delete it. I don't even respond. right? Or my setter, they don't even respond. They know not to, right? You need to be able to trigger curiosity. They should read it and think, wait, what? Wait, what? Like this. Wait, what? Like, what was that? No, hold on, what was that? Like, I asked, one of my questions on all of my calls is, why jump on a call with us and not somebody else? It was like, oh, this, that. Like, they could actually say what it is that made them jump on the call. I've never had somebody say, oh, well, I just thought I'll jump on a call. No one's ever said that to me, right? So, let's go back to the screen here. You want to be able to trigger curiosity. You want to make them say, you know what, like, what is that? You want to keep it easy to reply. If they have to think about it, they won't answer. Like, it's all about psychology. If you've done a degree or you've been to college or whatever in psychology, you're going to do amazing in this, right? You want to find the common ground whenever you can. It's all about people skills. And that's how you turn a cold message into a warm one instantly. And you end it with a simple question, something they can reply to in 2 seconds. And that's it. If your opener isn't getting replies, sorry, let me look at you because I want to look at you. If your opener is not getting any replies, it is shit. It's just terrible. It's just simple facts. If your opener is not getting between 10 and 20% reply rate and you have a dialed in page, if you've got 10, 20, 30, 40%, 40K followers and you're getting less than a 10% reply rate, your opener is cooked. Cooked. Absolutely cooked. Right? Let's go back to the page here. Okay. So the principle is you can use different angles with the same goal. You're not married to one line, right? If you send a paragraph every single day and out of 10 people, let me look at you again. If you send a paragraph, let's say a paragraph that breaks down your offer, you're pitching, hard pitching, right? And out of 10 people, you get half a reply. Not even a reply, half a reply. There is something wrong with what you're saying, right? But if with that same paragraph, you get 6 replies out of 10, you don't need a 100% reply rate. That is still good. However, that doesn't mean then you send 100,000 messages with the same opener, right? Number one, you'll get flagged. But number two as well, you want to be testing different things. You can have an opener that gets you a 70% reply rate. So you want to be testing different things, right? And it's not one size fits all. There's different ways you can attack different people, and you always have to be fluid. You need to be fluid as possible. So let's go to the setting process. You want to be able to relate, qualify, and book. That's my go-to methodology. That's what I say to every single one of the setters that are on board for me or my clients. So let's go here. The setting process is you want to relate to them, and then you want to qualify them, and then you want to book a call. So the first initial message that gets you into the inbox, that is your first. You need to think of it like in phases and block everything out. Get into their inbox. That is it. Get into their inbox, right? You want to maybe interact with their profile, maybe like a few pictures. You want to get into their inbox. So the first message isn't a pitch. It's a question that points at something they're currently doing wrong. You're showing them a gap they didn't notice. Examples of an opener in action, right? So, hey, I saw you don't have a link in your bio for X. Is there a reason for that? Most X funnel people through a link. I see you've got X, but from what I've seen, Y converts better. I've seen you've got a hook in your reel, but I know this will do better, right? I see you've done this, but I know this will do better. People want something tangible, not a 10-step X they've already seen 100 other coaches use. I saw you've been doing this for 10 years, but I don't see a highlight with client testimonials yet. Is your content converting? Something like that, right? These are questions people would actually reply to you, right? Obviously, you don't need to always say, hey, again, that seemed a bit botty. Just something that's like, you'll get the flow when you get the gist of what I'm trying to say, right? Now, let me have a look at you. I think of myself like a pretty boy, right? I care about my hair, my haircuts, everything. If I go and check out a new barbershop and they've got 0 pictures about who they've cut before, their principles, like their flow, their vibe, their swag, if they have none of that, I'm not going to that barber. I have cried I've shed too many tears with botched haircuts, right? You need to think of it the same way with your clientele and your page and everything like that. So this is a quick little reference to what I was saying before, right? Why would you sit in that chair if you don't see any proof or any proof of concept? Your leads are going to feel the same way about your account with no proof. So this is just like a quick little, I mean, it works for both sides. Number one for you, why you should have a dialed in profile, but also number two for your clientele. This is something you can point out to them. So analogies like this is what I actually do point out, and things like this is what I say to clients. I bring analogies and reframes, right? Number two, sending a video / loom. This is where the magic happens, right? But once there's intent, so once you send a first message and they reply and they're like, oh, like blah, 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 you're having a bit of banter with them, you're going back and forth, send a custom video or loom So something very casual, 9:16 formats, like the portrait. Is it portrait? Yeah, portrait format. But very direct. 2 minutes max. Very, very casual. You're kind of just breaking out what you have to offer, like you're explaining it to a friend slash mate if you're not from the UK, right? The number of times I've heard you're so different purely because we sent a video slash loom is insane. That is literally the whole edge, right? A 2 minute video does what 20 messages can't. Okay? So step number 3 is book. I'm going to cover assumptive language in the section below, right? Everyone thinks cold outreach is dead. It's not. You guys are just all doing it like idiots. I'm sorry to say, but I'm going to have to be showed up. You're doing it like complete idiots. You pitch in the first message, no rapport, no follow-up, no nothing. And of course, it doesn't work. I get messages with people with 10, 50K, 100K followers. Granted, it probably is their setter or somebody, a very bad offer owner. But the point is you're pitching in the first message and it's never going to work. Never going to work. The biggest sales coaches, I wish they could give me their sales system, their DM setting process, and I would sort it out for them. I would do it for free just to prove a point. The biggest guys, 50K followers, you guys probably know them as well. They're just, the way they set is just terrible. They pitch in the first message and it's crazy and it's like, it's mad. And you guys think like, oh no, I'm so different. You're not. You're really not. You're not doing anything different. The only way to be different is not to pitch in the first message. But it's a bit difficult. How do you not pitch in the first message without leading them down thinking that you're a clientele? Like if I go to a content agency and I'm like, hey, I want to help you with your sales. How do I do that without coming across as like an actual client, but also not coming across as I'm trying to pitch them something? That is the balance you need to find out, or what I'm gonna provide for you. So I send GIFs. I send voice notes. Every setter that I have follows up 20 times. And when they get a reply, they follow up another 20 times after that if the person doesn't respond. So many clients have come from the second round of follow-ups. That is literally where the money is. That's where most people leave the money on the table, right? Because they quit after one message and they call cold outreach dead. The amount of clients, I think 80% of my clientele come from like messages upon messages upon messages, because you want to have that type of conversation. Like, you need to be leading them down a path, right? You need to follow them all the way through. Yeah, let me actually have a look at you, because this is so, I want to drill this into your brain. It is so important. It is so important that you have get like an immense amount of follow-ups and following it in a step-by-step script, well, framework essentially, right? You're not meant to spam them saying, hey. No, you want to follow up with intent. You want to do it in a specific way, and I'm going to get into that in a second, actually. So, I mean, the mindset is, this is what the most important thing. This isn't pestering. Let me break something down when it comes to mindset, right? And this is why the follow-ups work. And it actually is a mindset thing. So this is one of the things that actually is just down to mindset. Oh, if you can't have the mindset that you're actually trying to help them, the amount of follow-ups you're going to have to do, you're not going to be able to do it. It's just it's a mindset thing, right? It's not pestering, and here's why. Because you're not below them. I tell every single one of my sales reps, every single one of my appointment setters, you are on the same level on that as them, or even higher, because you've got authority, right? You are trying to help them. You have to follow up with them, but you are trying to help them, right? Some people are stupid sometimes, right? You're trying to help them. Think of it like you're a doctor. You've got the cure for someone who is terminally ill. You do anything in your power to get it to them, right? That's how I treat it, right? If I know, let me have a look at you. If I know I can help somebody, right? They are going to bleed out dying if I do not help them. And they tell me, no, F you, I don't want your help. What I am going to do everything in my power to help them still. They can punch me, they can kick me, they can do whatever. As long as they don't kill me, I'm going to do everything in my power to help them, right? So I'm not saying go out there and go get blocked. I'm saying you need to follow up with them until they block you. I'm joking. You just need to follow up with them consistently. That is the game. All right. You're a doctor. You're trying to cure somebody. When you genuinely believe that, you can follow up 20 times and it doesn't feel like begging. And I don't say follow up 20 times in a day. If somebody doesn't reply to you, actually come back here. If somebody doesn't reply to you and they are active, do not think like this person's above me. Do not feel like this person is like, oh, like their time is more valuable than mine. No. I'm here to help you. You are interested in this, so I'm going to follow up with you, right? Let's not take the piss here, right? I don't have time to waste going back and forth with you. If you want this help, I'm going to follow up with you because that's what I'm going to do. I've got the cure for you. You want it. Okay, here it is, right? Let's not take the piss here. I have a zero tolerance approach. I say that to every single one of my setters. Sometimes it might be condescending. Sometimes it might be rude. But You are here to help. You're not here to baby anybody, right? These people are adults, right? Nobody under the age of 18 should be on social media. But these people are legally adults, most of them, 99% of them, 80% of them, right? So following up 20 times, it's not begging, right? You're doing your job. Now let's look at assumptive language. One of the most important things when it comes to this, comes to the cold DMs, right? I am an expert in this, but let's talk about it. Don't hand them the key to walk out. You're meant to ask them for permission because it's polite, right? You want them to feel like they're in control. You want to speak, but you want to speak assumptively. They sound like opposites, but they're not, right? Don't say, is it okay if we book a call? You're handing them the key to leave, bro. You're handing them a key to say, no, I don't want to book a call. And you're asking for too much permission, right? They'll find every excuse under the sun not to reply. Instead, after they've watched the video, ask how was the video. If they don't reply, follow up. Follow up once they reply, go straight to let's get that call booked in to see if we can help a bit more. You're not asking if. You're assuming the next step and you're naming it. This is the mindset to close every lead. Let me come closer here. Run every step, assuming the lead is looking for it for a reason not to reply, not to respond, not to go ahead, because they are. Your job at every single stage is to remove that reason before they reach it. Bro, I am telling you. Do not think of the bigger picture. Just think of the next step. The first step is getting into their inbox. That is number one. Getting into their inbox. The next step after that is getting them to watch, reply and be okay with you messaging them. The step after that is getting them to watch the video. The step after that is getting them to do a tie down, oh, how was the video? The step after that is getting them to book a call. The step after that is actually making sure they show up to the call. The step after that is making sure they close on the call. So you're only thinking of the next step. That is your only job, right? And at every single step of that, every single mini step between that, you think this person doesn't want to go ahead. You need to assume that every single step of the way because they aren't. The amount of clients that I've had to follow up with that have piffed, they've piffed. They're like, I really wanted this. But I had to kind of practically follow up 100 times before they even... It's backwards. I know, it's backwards. Let's go through the live walkthrough. So let's start off here. This is exactly what I would do, right? And it's exactly what I do and my team does on a day-to-day basis when we're trying to get leads and clients. So let's take this content agency, right? If I wanted to steal leads, this is one of my competitors, right? This guy is pretty niche down. I'll probably go for an account maybe with 10, 20K followers. I would, number one, check if this is a person worth stealing leads from, which he is. He's dialed in, takes his business seriously. Okay, cool, right? So he helps clinics grow with content. So let's say I'm a content agency and I want to steal his leads, right? I would go to his engagement. So that includes his followers, his likes, his comments, right? I'll say, okay, cool. Out of these guys, I'd go for every single post. Out of these guys, who fits my ICP? Who fits my ideal client, right? I'd go, okay, this guy, Newman. All right, he commented here. All right, let's say this is a guy who I wanted to reach out to, and I reached out to him. So I'm gonna go through here. I mean, this bit here, I'm gonna explain in a second, but let's go through here. So these are the DMs. So I can't show you the first initial message. So let me say something to you. I can't show you the first initial message because that's part of my SOP, standards of procedure. So this is exactly what every single one of my qualified setters is trained upon, briefed upon. Every single one of our setters are trained upon the same thing as well, right? So I mean, initial message, again, as I already gone through, something that's down to earth, something that calls out something that's like a gap in their page. I'm not going to show you my first initial message because that's part of my SOPs. If I gave you that, you'd be able to steal my business. And that's what has allowed me to scale up to 50K per month at the age of 19 and move into this beautiful apartment, right? So, I mean, but I have given you the rundown of essentially what you should be saying and how you should be outreaching. I'm hit with the automated message and then Yoba, of course. Then I send a voice note, 15-second voice note, pretty simple, sweet. Again, I seem like a real person. You don't want to be sending paragraphs. Voice note will do and suffice, right? Again, very down to earth, very chill. And I soft pitch. I'm not going to show you exactly what's in this message because you'd be able to steal my business. But again, part of the aspect of calling something out on their page. I am then sending a GIF to follow up. So I'm following up with this message. Again, within this voice note was something along the lines of like, are you happy with me sending you something about getting new clients? And then I send the video, all right? And then here we go. Okay, I actually like what you guys are doing. If you think this is good for my page, I'll take your word. Nice one, man. Glad to hear it. Again, so I mean, as you can see, this is a positive response. And a lot of you guys say you get negative responses, but this is how it should be done, right? It's proven. And I asked him, like, okay, what resonates with you the most? What do you like about it? Getting the tie down. You want to get them to kind of voice out what they like about what you're offering them, right? Okay. And then I give them a bit of a rundown. Again, I can't show you exactly the points I pointed out because that's part of my SOPs. You could steal my business if I gave it to you. However, this is, again, part of the SOPs every single one of my setters is trained up upon for every single one of my clients. No response there, even though we've built the interest and curiosity and we built everything up here and he knows and he believes that we can help him, right? We still have to follow up with him. And that's what people miss out on, right? Hey, bro, I was sleeping. People have their lives, right? People have kids, families, whatever it is, they're busy. So if they don't reply to you, why are you taking it personally? Follow up again. How many times have I had to follow up? So once there, twice there, like I've already followed up twice already, right? I was sleeping, Australia based, yeah, keen for a call, I'm free Wednesday. Done. Okay. This bit should be strategic though. Let me know what day and time you've booked so I can double check. I would actually send this message maybe a day later if he hasn't replied, or a couple hours later if he hasn't booked in. Because you get a notification anyways. So this isn't really necessary, but this is actually just to restart and re-engage in the conversation. You don't want to say, hey man, like, please, what did you book it? No, you want to kind of like, you've got authority. Like, let me know what day and time you've booked in so I can double check. I already fucking know he's booked in, or like I already know he booked in, or I know he hasn't booked in, right? So I kind of want him to kind of double check that and confirm that, so it's scheduled, like it's in his brain ingrained. Let's go up here. Outbound in a nutshell is you reaching out to them, you're generating interest, and you see if they have any pain points, and you say, look, we're the solution to those pain points, all right? And then you book them on a sales call. Like, this is me having the call with that client there. This is me getting payments, right? Again, if I show you the Stripe dashboard, this is the same payment, this one here. So this payment here is the same payment as this one here. This is single. This method that I'm showing you right now is a single. Like it's the best one out there. I don't see any other people doing this. What I'm doing, especially in the manner I'm doing it, and stealing leads from anyone else. But this is what's genuinely allowed me to scale up to 50K per month, on track to do 100K per month, right? Allowed me to move into this apartment. You can see my page. I physically cannot lie to you. You can literally go on my page and see. Let me have a look at you. You can physically go on my page and see where I was living at a couple of weeks ago. Like, well, a couple months, well, a month and a half ago, right? You can see, I physically cannot lie about this. This is what's allowed me to be able to, I mean, it's such a no-brainer if we have the right things in place, all right? So, I mean, let's go back to what I was going to show you here. So, I mean, here, if I wanted to get more leads, okay, cool. He's got many posts that I can go through and stuff like that. But once I'm done with this page, gone through all the followers and reached out to everybody, okay, cool. Now let's go through. So this is on the same guy. So this is the same guy, right? So the same guy is this. So this is the same guy here. I'm going through his followers and I'm typing up content. Guess what? Guess what we have here? Content creation, content and ads, the content chemist, content and marketing, dental content creator. All competitors, all in the same niche that I can steal from. Many followers, some have little followers. You can just, it's a never-ending cycle. You just go in and in the rabbit hole. So there's an abundance of leads out there. There's an abundance of competitors that you can steal from. If somebody has 50K followers and they're making 100K a month, they don't have, all 50K of their followers aren't their clients. Maybe less than a percentage. It's actually less than a percentage, really. Because 10% of 50K is 5K. 1% is 500, meaning that they would have to have 500 clients every single month to hit 100K, which isn't true, right? So they are having less than 1% of their followers being actual clients, which you can steal all the rest of their leads, right? Again, we can go on his page and see, okay, cool. This is content and ads. I'm gonna steal all his leads. Same thing, same type of concept. And I would just keep doing that and keep doing that and keep doing that. That's simply what I've been able to do without having to spend money on ads. Not a single dollar spent on or pound spent on ads. Not a single dollar spent on any mental. Like it's all simply just from cold DMs. I don't know anyone else who's been able to do 50K within 3 weeks from straight cold DMs with less than 3,000 followers. I have less than 3,000 followers on Instagram, right? My videos have never hit above 10,000 views. Not because I wouldn't say it's, I mean, now it's a bit different, but when I did that, none of my videos hit above 10,000 views. Let's talk about KPIs. If I were to send 5,000, which I wouldn't even say I sent within the month, well, the 3 weeks that I did 50K, right? Let's say I did this method and I sent let's say 3,000 a month, which is about 100 DMs every single day, which you can do yourself, right? It's 100 qualified DMs using the method I've just shown you, right? And qualified opens, let's say 1,000 of them are like, but let's use 5K, right? Let's say 1,000 of them are like bot accounts or stupid accounts or whatever it is. So I've only sent like 4,000, right? If you have a dialed in profile and a pre open message, you will have a 10 to 20% reply rate. I've had even higher than that. I have less than 3,000 followers, right? Some of my clients have less than 1,000 followers and still been able to get the same amount of replies, right? You get 600 replies. If you're able to book 5 to 10%, which we have a higher book rate, but if you're only able to book 5 to 10% of those, that is still 40 to 60 booked calls with zero ad spend, right? And if you're able to close 10 to 20%, the industry standard for closing is 46% or about 48%, sorry. So 48% of that is, I mean, if you do 50% of that, 50% of 40 clients, that's 20 clients. If you charge them 1K, that's 20K. If you charge them $500, that's 10K. All from cold outreach. If you wanted to reinvest 5K into ads, if you wanted to reinvest 10K, like just from cold outreach, right? I know it sounds like a lot, but client acquisition is really and truly just a numbers game. Regardless of your niche, whether you're a service provider, agency, online coach, you have a mentorship, a course, whatever it is, you just need to do the numbers. So again, if you want us to install the 88 acquisition system for you, so all of this can be automated and fill out your calendar, you know what to do. The link is in the bio, right? The only thing I'll say to you to end off this video is cold outreach is purely and truly just a numbers game. Forget whatever anybody's saying online about personal branding, having a massive views on vanity metrics. It's simply just the amount of effort you put in, the amount of numbers you put in, the amount of numbers you get out. It's as simple as that.